welcome back to the Not Carrie Bradshaw YouTube channel. We are still in this pandemic. We don't know when it's going to end. So while I'm feeling the motivation to do so, I wanted to check in with you guys about fitness and weight wellness and body positivity and all, because something happened to me last week where I felt, y'all, I don't use this word lightly. I genuinely felt empowered. Like, I rarely, if ever, feel empowered because I feel like a lot of shit that's geared towards women's empowerment is only empowering to that woman's pockets. Like, I want to some of you bitches, but get how you live, sis. There's a YouTube vlogger. I literally forgot her name, but I will put it in the episode description. She started a grown woman weight gain thread. And initially I was like, what is this about? And when I started scrolling and I started seeing women were basically posting their body at like 20 years old and then their body at 30 years old. And it, like, a lot of people were putting like how much weight they gained, you know, between that time. And it was what we would probably consider a significant amount of weight, and they looked so good, like present day. That was something that I was always really afraid of doing, is juxtaposing a picture of me before I gained weight with one after I did. And I think when we talk about body positivity, it's very polar. It's a person who's incredibly fit, either by nature or by paper, or it's someone who we consider to be like very plus size, like Gabby Sidibe or Lizzo. There is no conversation about the in-between, what we call like grown woman weight. If you are a grown-ass woman and your body does not look now like it did when you were in high school or college or fresh out of college, that is so normal. But we don't have conversations enough about what's just normal. So, like, it's not to say that anyone is abnormal, but it is, for me, I needed to see that you can just gain weight over the course of like growing up and aging and developing as a woman, and you don't have to feel bad about it. I genuinely, initially I was not gonna add my pictures to the thread because I was just like, oh, enough people have already done this. But really it was just because I was scared. So I finally picked 2 photos of myself, added them, and I was like, oh my God, like, I think I've been giving myself like a way harder time than I actually really needed to. And when I thought back to it, I wasn't actually too disappointed when I first started gaining weight, because when I first got to Georgia Southern as a freshman, go Eagles, I weighed maybe 105. I was very, very tiny and I just had huge boobs, which I think I've talked to you guys about before. So I always wanted to have a bigger butt. I wanted to have hips like my mama and them. Like, I wanted to be like more voluptuous. And so when it started happening, I actually wasn't mad about it. It was different because I went from wearing a 00 to like a 4 BFD. But there were people around me who made me feel very self-conscious about it. People were making comments like, you know, you look good now, but you don't need to gain any more weight. These are things that people said to me. And it's like, if I knew back then the things that I know now, the ways in which I would have ripped those bitches to shreds. But growth. So I felt really good about my body exactly as it is right now. Don't get me wrong, I do still want to make many of the same changes. I still want to tone my arms. I still would like to feel better about my core, and not even aesthetically. It really bothers me that like, I have a goal of how long I want to be able to hold a plank. And there are certain yoga poses that I just can't do or hold for very long because I don't have the core strength. Like, I want to actually be stronger. And of course I want like the aesthetic payoff. Like, I got a big old booty, but I want to keep it lifted. Nothing wrong with that. it is entirely possible to hold two ideas in your head at the same time, which is I'm very happy with the fact that I have a healthy, functioning, voluptuous body right now, today, in this moment. And there are also some changes that I would like to make, but I'm not going to punish myself if I don't make those changes by a certain time. I always like to tell people when they start beating up on themselves about just gaining a normal amount of weight, think about Beyonce, Emperor of the World. Beyonce in Dreamgirls looked great, but Coachella Beyonce is a bad bitch too. Coachella Beyonce will never be Dreamgirls Beyonce ever again. Do you know why? Because she's older, she's had 3 babies, and who has the time to starve themselves like that? You know? She looks good, and not just in spite of. She just looks good, you know? And I'm sure there are other celebrities who this is true for too. Rihanna, my dating coach, my personal life goals, queen of everything. I love Rihanna. I kind of want to have brunch with Rihanna, but I don't really want to be seen next to her because I feel like the juxtaposition would just, like, I would look like a troll. But like, I know what I look like. Like, I know I'm not ugly, but I don't want to stand next to Rihanna either. I think that's fair. But Rihanna does not look now like she did when Pum the Replay came out because she was like 16. But you know what? Rihanna today, right now, looks amazing. And it's okay. It's okay for your body to grow. It's okay for your body to do what your body does. And I'm only speaking from my own vantage point, and I really appreciate the woman who started the thread because, of course, people started putting in like their weight loss journeys, and she interjected and said, listen, no shade to anybody, but this is about weight gain. People need to not feel so terrible because they gained a normal amount of weight over the course of 10 years. It's fine. And I just appreciated that so much because it forced me to really look at myself with much more compassion, and the fact that I can take pride in how well I've been able to take care of myself. You can't gain weight if you ain't eating good. I can afford to eat good. You know, the extra weight that I have around my hips, I just count that as my trip to Paris. I ate a lot of croissants, a lot of butter, a lot of good meat. Shouts out to me. Like, your body can tell the story of your life and how you have survived certain things, how you've overcome certain things, if you're willing to look at yourself with more compassion and more gratitude instead of constantly thinking, oh, I look good, but no, just find a way to feel that you look good, and not but, and I look great, and I want to become stronger. I look great, and I would like to be able to jog outside with more endurance. I look great, and I would like to be able to hold a plank for a full 2 minutes. You know, like, it's okay to have those goals. So I just want to thank that YouTuber. I think I know her name, but I feel like I'm going to say it wrong, so I'm just going to put it in the episode description. That was something that I didn't even know that I needed. And again, I think the word empowerment is just overused, but that actually made me feel really empowered and made me feel really happy about where I am in terms of my body exactly as it is right now. And the funny thing too is, as soon as I as soon as I was done scrolling through that thread, I felt really motivated to get up and go run. I think we're under the impression that we'll be happy once X, Y, and Z happens, or we'll be motivated to do whatever once X, Y, and Z happens. But you have to be content / happy / joyful first, and then the whatever else will follow. We always think that we have to earn happiness through losing weight and making money and, you know, having certain accolades or having certain titles. You have to find the joy first. And I think in that moment, on that day, I found true, genuine joy and happiness there. And it got me up off the couch, up out of my bed. You know, I paused Tiger King to take care of myself that day. So I just wanted to pass that along to you guys. I hope it does something for you, like it did for me. I hope that you are sitting your ass down, that you are not faux quarantining by hanging out with like 6 or 7 different people. I'm not going down that road. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, stay home, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye.